Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to give a mic check real quick because I had got a new little sound system for my birthday. So give me a heads up if you can hear me, because usually my other headsets, the Yeti and something else, I can hear myself talking. So if y'all can give me a one in the chat if you can hear my if you can hear me. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, cool. I appreciate you, Car. I appreciate you. Hey, what's going on, Taps? I think that's a new face. I appreciate you, Taps. Elizabeth Davis, appreciate you like always. Sir Hal, appreciate you. I think you got something going on later today or tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll be there to support. Shout out to you, Sweet Melody Media, like always. I think you at work. I'm not sure. Shout out to you again, Miss Elizabeth Davis. Um, Honestly, I appreciate y'all guys coming through. Um, I wasn't planning on doing this, but we have a discussion scheduled for this Saturday. Dealing with We're gonna have a panel on, we're gonna have the discussion about the whole Johnny Depp conversation. Tuesday tomorrow, we're gonna have a guys panel. So if any ladies in the chat, you can hit the link, check out my DM, or if you want to hit me an email, give me as many questions you want to ask all guys, whatever your past issues was, whatever your current issue was, as far as the dating thing status goes. Ask any questions you want. Heck, ask any questions in the chat, and I'll make sure I have all them questions up for tomorrow, right? And when we have our segment with all the guys come on Tuesday, so that's Tuesday, 8 o'clock Central Time, and we're gonna have a good live discussion because I remember last week Tuesday, one lady had a very interesting question, and I guess maybe she was talking about her past experiences or a friend or whoever, and she asked that $1 million question, like, why do men cheat? So I only can explain it to the best of my ability on my end, but who knows? Maybe we can get some answers for her and whoever need that that question answered for this Tuesday. So again, tomorrow Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, we're gonna have a guys panel. Very good conversation. Ladies, definitely come on aboard. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, and concerns, bring them up and I will ask them out and we're gonna have a discussion. Um, Wednesday, we are having uh, a military conversation. So we're gonna have some veterans. We're gonna have some active service members that are gonna be on Wednesday. We're gonna have a lot of discussions about a lot of stuff that we don't normally hear. That's not portrayed on the media. Okay, and then Thursday. Don't quote me on Thursday, but I will have it up there. Thursday, we're going to be doing financial conversations. So we're going to be talking about real estate. All right, how do we get the real estate? How do we obtain that? Because last week we discussed about building your credit. How do you get credit? How do you get a credit card? Just simple stuff like getting checking accounts. Stuff of that nature. All right, we broke that down into about 2 hours. Shout out to Before the Billions. Uh, then Friday, pretty much gonna take a break, and then that's when we're gonna have Saturday. Okay, so we might do a random Friday just cause. But so you got tomorrow, all guys panel, ladies. Feel free to ask any questions. It doesn't matter how small, how trivial, whatever. Wednesday, all military is gonna be up there. Doesn't matter, men and women, gonna have a great discussion. Thursday, give me a chance. It will be up there. I want to send us some emails out just to confirm that. But Thursday, we will be talking about real estate. How do you get it? How to become it? Heck, there's people actually working in the real estate now. How do they become working real estate? Matter of fact, I might even hit up my cousin. He's a big TikToker, so he's invested in that. Hey, shout out to you, CJ. Appreciate it. Car, it was yesterday. My birthday was yesterday. I had a great time. Uh, Somebody special actually hooked me up free gift. So I was very appreciative of it. I'm actually testing out right now. So shout out to her for that. Appreciate Elizabeth. Appreciate you, Sweet Melody. All right. What else we got going on here? All right, cool. So, all right. So I don't want to, so pretty much I don't want to sound like a running broken down records. So check out all the listings. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Definitely hit the bell for every new updates. Again, comment below if you got any questions for the guys for tomorrow. So that's gonna be a really good one, a really, really interesting one because we're swapping out every week. We're gonna have an all girls panel one week. We're gonna have an all guys panel one week. So however the ladies want to do it for the previous week, it's all up for them. So, ladies, if you are content creators, you're more than welcome to come on. Open invites. Open invites. Okay. So hit me up. We'll talk. Bring you on for the panel for next week, Tuesday. So this is what I was wanting to do. Because again, I was testing out my mic for my birthday, right? And I want to just dive in and check out live the this Johnny Depp thing because this is a serious deal because a lot of people, this is something that's like new but not new because a lot of guys don't talk about this. It's pretty much just like hidden. We feel some kind of way about this when it pertains to domestic abuse, when it comes to women abusing us in all shapes or forms and sizes. We kind of get in our feelings about it, like, hey, we can't come out to our homeboys. Definitely can't talk to the cops because it get reported, become out there, and it's like a little stigma, like you're weak. Yeah, so it's a lot. So I'm gonna share this real quick so we can just pretty much all have a conversation and see where this all take place. Hey, shout out to you, Marcus. I appreciate it, man. Give me a moment. I'm testing out my new little toy.
This is a different portion from
Australia on April 20th.
Obvious to both of us what. Yes, briefly.
All right, cool. We're all caught up now.
Excuse me, sorry about that. Going back to the photos that you took for a moment of that damage in the house, you recall giving that testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Did Mr. Depp ask you for the photos?
No.
Did you give the photos to counsel for Mr. Depp?
Some of them, yes. Yeah.
Did you withhold any photos for Mr. Depp or his counsel?
I agree with that, Elizabeth. It's a lot of courage, and I hope
anybody. I didn't withhold.
Did you give all the photos?
this set an example for everybody.
On your phone to Mr. Depp and his counsel?
Not all of the photos on my phone. No.
All the photos of the damage that occurred on March 8th, 2015.
Probably not all of them. I don't think so. No.
You didn't give them all. You didn't give them all to Mr. Depp and his counsel.
I don't believe I gave all of the photos.
Why not?
Because there are a decent amount of them. I mean.
So you picked and chose what photos you were going to give to Mr. Depp and his counsel?
I gave an amount of photos to them.
Do you know how many photos you gave to Mr. Depp and his counsel?
I don't know precisely, no.
Could you give an estimate as to how many photos you gave?
I really can't. No, an amount. I don't recall how many.
More than 3?
Yes.
More than 10?
Possibly more than 10. Yeah, maybe.
Between 10 and 20?
Objection.
Possible.
I mean,
overruled out loud.
I hate when they do that. That's a lot.
Do you know?
Sorry,
She overruled you.
Oh, okay. possibly more than 10. Yeah,
But somewhere between 10 and 20, is that right?
possibly. I honestly don't know.
Could it be more than 20?
All right, let's move on.
I don't think so.
Let's
Did
move
Mr.
on.
Did Mr. Depp's counsel ask for all the photos?
I don't recall.
You don't recall one way or the other what they asked for?
I gave them some photos. I don't recall how many or how many were asked for, requested.
And those were requested in 2020,
Correct. Prior to
prior to the UK
that, yes.
trial. Did they ask for them in this case?
I believe I supplied some for this case also, yeah.
You supplied photos for this case to Mr. Depp's counsel?
I believe I did.
And was that about the between 10 and 20 photos that you're talking about?
I don't remember how many for this.
But it was the same amount of photos that you gave to the Mr. Depp's counsel in the UK?
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if it's the same amount.
Moving
I
on.
don't recall.
Did Mr. Depp's counsel in this case ask for all the photos you had of the damage of March 8th, 2015?
All of the photos? I don't think they requested all of the photos.
They didn't ask for all the photos you had of that damage?
Think,
I don't know if they
think,
requested
think,
them all.
think about it.
Was it Mr. Waldman who asked you for the photos?
Originally, I don't remember who called it. Shillings were the,
Did Mr. Waldman
the
ever ask
company.
you for the photos?
I don't know if he asked me specifically. He was part of that team, I assume. So
And you spoke to Mr. Waldman, is that right?
I did a couple of years ago, yeah.
Okay, and he was part of the team that was asking for the evidence you had of what occurred in Australia in 2015, is that right?
He was part of that team as I understood it, yeah.
Okay, and as part of that team, he and others were asking for photos from Australia from March 8th, 2015, is that right?
They requested them at some point, some of them.
And that's when you provided the 10 to 20 photos,
An
is that
amount
right?
of photos, correct.
Okay, and then was there a separate counsel that asked you for the photos in this case?
Yes,
There was?
yeah.
Who
I mean,
was it?
it was essentially the same.
Who was it that asked you
Photos.
for photos in this case?
I don't recall a name specifically.
Was it a man or a woman?
I don't. I just.
He don't remember
part of the
nothing.
team, I don't recall.
I ain't mad at you. Deny, deny, deny.
And when did they make that request?
When I don't know a date. I don't know specifically.
You know what year?
This year, last year. I mean, prior to this, obviously.
So it could have been in 2022 that they asked you for the photos?
I think it was prior to that. I don't recall.
So maybe late 2021 or early 2022, is that what you're saying?
Honestly, don't recall which part of the year.
But it's either 2021 or 2022, is that right?
I would imagine that's probably correct.
Okay. And you gave them some of the photos you had?
As I just said, yes,
Okay, but not all of them.
correct.
So do you have more than 10 to 20 photos on your phone of the damage that occurred in Australia?
Again, I don't recall the amount.
But you have a larger amount on your phone than what you provided to Mr. Depp's counsel, is that right?
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered,
That's the same.
cumulative.
I'll sustain the objection. It was asked and answered.
Going to London for a couple minutes. You didn't live at the house in London, correct?
I didn't live there, correct.
Okay. Do you know if Miss Heard had friends over to the house in London?
She did. They came to stay. Yes,
And they stayed from September 9th through September 22nd, 2014, correct?
I don't remember the duration, but that's possible.
He don't remember
And
nothing.
they were literally staying at the house, correct?
They were accommodated at the house, correct.
Right. And so you don't know who was drinking the bottles of wine that were brought into the house, correct?
At which point, what do you mean?
When Miss Heard's friends were there, you don't know who was drinking the wine.
Oh, they were all enjoying the wine for sure.
They were all drinking the wine.
I took care of them as I would take care of any guests that came into any house.
And wasn't it 5 to 7 guests that were at the house with Miss Heard?
I don't remember the number. It sounds about right.
Okay, and then at the end of the night, there was 1 or 2 bottles of wine finished, right?
When Mr. Depp and Miss Heard were there on their own, there was certainly that amount, yes.
But you know how many? You don't know how many bottles were there when it was Miss Heard and her friends, correct?
I would say more.
You don't know, but you don't know one way or the other, right?
I don't recall the count, but certainly more than when there were just two of them in the house because
you
there
don't know-
were
but you
7
don't-
extra people or 5 people.
But you don't
extra.
know the count.
Precisely, no, I don't.
And
recall.
do you know how much time Ms. Heard was in London with Mr. Depp, not with her friends?
A fair amount of that
Wh-
time.
wh-
I
what do you-
don't recall days. No, I don't recall.
So they were there for a month, correct?
Thereabouts, yeah.
And I mean, when I say they, Ms.
Miss-
Heard and Mr. Depp were in London for about a month, right?
Correct, around about a month.
And wasn't it true that for about 2 to 3 weeks, Ms. Heard's friends were also staying in London?
I don't think 2 or 3 weeks. I don't recall, but I don't think it was that long.
You don't know one way or the other, right?
I don't think it was that long. I
But what
think,
you don't have anything to base that on, right? Just what your memory is saying.
correct.
And you don't know what happened in London when you weren't there, correct?
You mean after I'd left of an evening?
Yeah.
Usually the chef was there still when I left each evening, Russell, who would take care of dinner and leave later that each night.
And then after the chef left, you don't know what happened in the house, correct?
I wasn't there.
Right. And you don't know for certain whether Mr. Depp drank wine or not in London, right?
I don't believe so. There's usually, when it was just the two of them in the house, there was usually only one glass in the morning, either on the kitchen sink or on the bedside stand in the master bedroom.
But you don't know who drank from that. You don't know who drank from that glass when you weren't there, right?
When I wasn't there, correct, but when I usually left the house, I'd already poured Miss Heard a glass of wine before I left, invariably.
But once you left, you don't know if Mr. Depp drank wine or not, correct? And that's
I
pretty-
wasn't there after I left.
Okay. And you don't know what started the fights you talked about in London, correct? Other than that one you said you heard about her hand.
The second one that I described, I was in the vicinity. I heard the first comment of this. That was the start of that argument.
And you don't actually know if there was an argument before what you heard, right?
Of that evening, I didn't hear another one. I'll put it that way. It started in that room as I described earlier.
And you don't know what happened in Australia also between March 5th and March 8th, correct?
The 6th, I left on Friday the 6th was when I left for the weekend.
Okay, so between Friday the 6th and when you got to the house on March 8th, you don't know what happened.
I wasn't there.
And you never saw Miss Heard be violent at any time, right?
Sorry, say again.
You never saw Miss Heard be violent at any time, correct?
Beyond sort of finger prodding and violent, I didn't see either
gave
of
a
them
look-
be violent towards each other.
You never saw Miss Heard be violent at any time, right? Just
I
wondering.
didn't see her be violent, depending on your.
How about you don't remember that neither?
I can show you a witness statement where you said you never saw Miss Heard be violent at any time.
Okay, violence, yes, I didn't see violence per se.
All right, thank you. I have nothing further.
All right, redirect.
Thank you.
All right. He played his part well. Played his part well.
Mr. King, have you ever
I think 2 or 3.
Refresh this. I don't know why it froze.
Guys, let's be honest.
That's
Buying
why
pants
it frozen.
sucks. It should not be this difficult. I'm looking for that one pair of pants that does everything. These just came in. They're the only pant.
where do you live?
I live in central London.
Have you ever lived anywhere else?
Give me 1 second. For some reason it froze, but you can hear everything. So I guess it's
Why did you take the photos of the property damage in Australia?
okay.
As I do, and a lot of my jobs and various assignments and jobs through the years, I take
Okay.
photos as points of reference for whatever reason. I mean, if I'm packing suitcases up and they're going to be in transit and I'm not with the suitcases, I'll take a picture of contents and when I send stuff so I know it's gone and what's gone. I take pictures as points of reference. I sometimes take pictures of table settings that I've done or which I know I can use later on as reference.
Were the photos of property damage in Australia the first photos that you had taken in the course of working with Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard?
Objection leading.
All right, I'll sustain as deleting. Next question.
Had you ever taken photos before?
Yes.
What kinds of things had you taken photos of?
In London, reference points and dinner table settings. Sometimes Mr. Depp would write notes for Miss Heard. He'd leave notes on the sort of kitchen table when he left for work. I believe I took pictures of those. They were, there, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just setups of, once I set up houses, it's always good to take photos of rooms so I can cross-reference later on if I need to.
Who is he? Because I don't think I caught up to the part
Did Ms.
where
Heard or her counsel ever
what's his
ask you for
place in
photos
this?
of any of the photos you took in Australia?
No.
I'll sustain as deleting. Next question.
Can I see Plaintiff's Exhibit 159? And I think this is a multi-page document. Can you scroll through? We have 3 pages here. Mr. King, do you recognize this document?
Yes, it's the floor plan of the house in Australia.
And do you recall on cross-examination, you were asked to kind of describe where some of the property damage was?
Yes.
So right now, on the screen in front of you,
Yep.
which floor would you say this is?
This is the top floor with the master suite and 2 other bedrooms.
Okay. And I believe counsel asked you if there was blood in one of the bathrooms or one of the bathtubs. Do you recall that?
Yes, they did ask that.
Would that have been on this floor?
I think they were referring to the master tub. I think that's what he said.
Okay. So can you mark on the screen where that would have been?
The master tub? It's over here. Can I just dot it? How
I
does
think
that
you just
work?
dot it, yes.
Okay, so that looks like the master tub to me.
And just to clarify, did you recall seeing any blood or damage there?
In the tub, no.
Okay. Can you mark for us on the screen where you did see the damage that was discussed on cross?
The mirrors, can I dab on here again?
Sure.
Yeah, so these are the sinks. The 2 mirrors were above each, the mirror above each sink.
Okay. Can we scroll up to the page prior? And can you point out for us on this page? Well, first of all, which floor is this?
This is the main level floor, essentially the 2nd floor if you want.
Okay. And can you point out for us here on this map which of the where the property damage was?
Yes. How many dabs am I allowed?
Are you serious, bro?
Around here, kitchen area. This was the TV, the wall-mounted TV on. I ran out of dabs.
And I apologize, actually, Your Honor. Can we move this into evidence?
Any objection to 159? All right, 159 in evidence.
Can we publish this to the jury?
Okay.
So, Mr. King, I apologize for interrupting you. So you were just pointing out where on I think this is the 2nd floor?
Yes, essentially the main level, yeah.
Okay, so other than these 3 dots, do you recall any other places where there was damage?
Yes, where it says family, family room. There was the TV was wall mounted on that wall in between family and lounge. The sofa was approximately where you've got the red square, red rectangle now, facing towards the TV. The lounge, sorry, too quick. The lounge was essentially the art studio. And the bedrooms over to the left there, where the damaged lamp and shade, blood on the duvet, etc. that I described.
Okay, and then let's go to the first page. And which floor is this?
This is the lower ground floor.
Okay, and can you point out for us, did you find the finger on this floor?
Correct.
Can you point out to us where you found the finger?
Yes, I can. Right here. Ah, there we go. It's the end of the bar. It was on the tiled floor below that end of the bar.
Okay, and any other significant property damage that you want to point out on this floor?
Yes, as I said, this was the. Can I dab again? Yeah. So that was the most part of the broken glass. That's where the Stolichnaya bottle was, below that bar by the bar stools. There were 3 bar stools that you could sit at there. On this back wall here, there was plaster damage. Over here above the sink, or to the side of the sink, was more plaster damage on the walls. Behind the bar, that mirror was cracked, broken. Ping pong table was around there, collapsed on the floor. And around those 3 dots there, I'm going to put another one. That was the spillages as well.
The
Smelled like
spillage.
alcohol to me, the puddles
Okay.
of alcohol.
Keep in mind, it was testified that she was drinking a lot of alcohol.
I mean, that was the most part of the damage around that area, in front of the bar, especially. There was, I mean, as I said, there were blood drips around that white cream-colored tiled floor in the games room. And this is the staircase down. It was this side that the chip was out of the stone step. And if I can get another dab in there, right about in the center of that bar, the chunk out of the side of the counter, bar top.
Okay. How many exits are there on the ground floor?
Well, all of these were exits, all these, my office was off over here. I think you can just see out, it says study, big glass sliding door. The gym had an exit up here. This went into the garage. There was the button you could press for the automatic doors to come up. The laundry area, which is right here, this is actually an exit out into the yard, essentially. The gym, all of those rooms had an exit.
Other than Mr. Depp's counsel, did anybody else ever ask to see your photos?
I'll allow it.
No.
Hmm.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, is this witness subject to recall? All right, so since you're subject to recall, it's important that you do not discuss your testimony with anybody and do not pay attention to the trial and don't watch anything about the trial, okay?
Of course.
All right, thank you.
Certainly.
All right, you can step down, sir. Yes, ma'am?
Thank you.
All this over a lie of one woman. Over one woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, that comes to the end of our day, so we're going to excuse you for the evening. Again, do not do any outside research and don't talk to anybody, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay, have a good evening. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right. And I just have one housekeeping matter. We're going through the exhibits you gave me this morning. Thank you again for that. But one of them was 485, and I have in my notes that it was 485A, just the first page, but you gave me all 8 pages. Have you both agreed that all pages of this document come in, or is that something that, should I give 485 back and you can try again to give it back to me tomorrow? Okay. All right, I'll give that back to you and we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, thank you. All right, and are we going to start with a remote witness tomorrow? Is that going to be your first witness? All right, make sure she's signed on by 9:40 so we can have it all set up for 10 o'clock start, okay?
10 o'clock.
All right.
Hold on, was he walking with a cane? Did anybody see that? Was that just me? Okay. That's a lot. All right, so they said they're gonna do 10 o'clock, so I'm guessing that's in the AM for tomorrow. I'm definitely, that's a lot. What's going on there? All right, so yeah, 10 o'clock tomorrow. I don't know if that's Central, Eastern, Pacific time. So we're gonna see what happens then. But yeah. Anyhow, salute to you, Billions. Yeah, man. I just got a whole new mic set up for my birthday, so I just wanted to test it out. And while I was doing so, I figured I'll watch um the horrific side of with Johnny Depp with Amber Heard. I'm pretty much calling it Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard because this is a lot. This man had to is fighting for dear life just to prove his innocence over a lie. This woman literally put his name through the ringer. So, fellas, be careful with these be careful with these women out here. Vet properly. Same thing with women. Be careful with these men. But right now, it's the guy's story. So this is his story, and it's a shame because because a woman can pretty much just call wolf anytime, any day. Yeah, Amber Turd. Yeah, a woman can call, can just. I mean, I know stories. I've been through it. I know a lot of guys. Hopefully, it's not everybody, but women could just get in their feelings, their emotions, and just not think logical about a lot of stuff, and just feel one way, and like a snap of a finger, it could be in the middle of the bar, a middle of a club. I remember a time in the middle of a movie theater, and this is like fresh after high school. Me, my ex-girlfriend, my homeboy, his girl, just because them two didn't like each other over the most dumb. I don't even remember what the reason was. One of the dumbest reasons. So now me and him got to schedule certain times and try to be cool so we can all play civil and play nice. And then I remember one time we went up to the movie theater and you could just feel the attentions. And next thing you know, just I don't know who said what first. Next thing you know, they went to the bathroom. They came out just screaming at each other, and I'm like, "What?" And me and my homeboy looking at like, "What the hell's going on?" We just want to go get Chinese, go to the movie, watch that movie, and just chill. Like it is crazy how a lot of women go through all that. Shout out to you, Story to Tell. He says, how many stories can you think of where a man has ruined or crippled a man? None. None. Just none. I can't think of one. Because we don't do that stuff. Like, bro, I'm a real talk. From high school, I got so many memories and so many secrets I held. It's not even worth even telling nobody. And I was in high school, a kid, a male teen. I remember not too long ago, years ago, I was dating this chick, right? And she kept it honest. It is what it is. What she wanted. Okay, cool, no problem. I found out after the fact that the time she was dealing with me, she was getting engaged with somebody else and marrying this dude. And then during that period of that, when I didn't even find out, whatever argument she had with him, getting her emotions, she decided to like send me nude pictures, sexting me, all of this stuff. And then son just said out the blue, like, "Yo, why you hit me up out the blue like that?" Like, dummy the next day. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was mad. I was mad at my man." She didn't say fiance. She didn't say husband. I found it out later. I was mad at my man. And that's why. And I said, "Oh, so you was in a relationship this whole time and you did what you did with me?" When I said that, I get like page after page after page after text. Then she tried to call me, going to offer me out the blue. "Hey, you gonna tell him? You gonna this and that?" I didn't even say any of that. All I asked was a question. So Miss Goody Two Shoes, Miss Go to Church, Miss High and Mighty, you decided to disrespect this guy with me because y'all had an argument, because y'all had a disagreement. But this the guy you about to marry. This is the guy you engage with. This is crazy. And I had all the receipts. And I'm sitting like, yo, I could just easily send all that mess to this dude and just start a whole new controversy. I'm like, no, it's not even worth it. Let that man figure on his own. We're not friends. We're not close relatives. I don't know him from a can of paint. I'm gonna stay out this one. Stop by. Hey, shout out to you, Pink Camel. Hey, Pink Camel. Let me read this real quick. Stop by to say hi and support the channel. Much love. Hey, I appreciate you. Tomorrow we're gonna have an all guys panel. So if you have any questions for the fellas, you can let me know. If you want to, the links up top, hit me up on Instagram or email me, or you can drop on by for tomorrow and check us out because we're gonna have an all guys panel tomorrow, Pink, and then Wednesday, Pink, just for the shout out for the viewers out there, we're gonna also have a bunch of military guys come on Wednesday, so we can have a good conversation about some military talk, whether it's Army, Air Force, Navy, what have you, and experiences. And if any ladies actually dated, engaged, or married to any of that, you kind of share your experience with that too. Because I talked to some people on the back end. So yeah, Zaddy gonna be there too. Zaddy gonna be there too. I got all the emails, so we're doing this. We got a full week schedule for you, Pink. Full week schedule. So Tuesday, all guys panel. Wednesday, got the military boys up in here with the experiences, the real live GI Joes, the real live Rambos. Thursday, I'm gonna have to confirm that today because I got to shoot an email out to the Before the Billion. So shout out to him, and that's my bad on that one. Between him and another guy, trying to get a conversation for Thursday to talk about real estate. How do you get real estate? How do you own a house? All that good stuff, right? What steps to take, and go from there. And then Friday gonna take a break. Might be a surprise live, but Friday gonna take a break. Then Saturday, like normal. We're gonna have a regular topic. So we're gonna actually discuss about the the case with a group of people. So like we normally do. So we're gonna discuss the case and take it from there. Okay. This is crazy. This is crazy. Hey, shout out to you. Greetings to you, sir. KK, appreciate you. Story to tell you, yeah, women have that part. Yes, they do. It's crazy. And that's why I be telling people. And it's rare that you got some nice women out there that's aware of that and don't use it. It's like you had this superpower, right? And you choose to use it for good or evil. You know what I'm saying? So why would you just out the blue use that to an advantage that it's not benefit you? What is that doing to you? This is a guy you was married to. What is that doing for you? That's drama. That's resources taken out your pockets. Like you really like going through a day screaming and yelling all day. I don't even like yelling in my own house. Only loud noise going to be in my house is the music. That's me 24/7. I'm loud about my music. I cannot dare see me screaming in my house when I'm coming home from work or yelling or feeling like I got to walk on tippy toes or eggshells because you and your feelings. What you mad for? Bills paid. What you mad for? Oh man. So yeah, man. I mean, a lot of us men got these stories. A lot of us men got these stories. So appreciate y'all's coming through. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. We're gonna make sure we're gonna rock with y'all. We're gonna make sure that we're gonna give y'all great conversations, great perspectives, because that's what we do at the Great Pill Podcast. Perspectives all around. Everything's not black and white. What else? 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 Because like my mind is so blown, and this is nothing new. This is the crazy part. This is nothing new with the how this is going down with the Johnny Depp and the Amber Turd situation, right? You see it in the streets all the time. I don't care if it's the urban or suburban areas. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's scary too because I know we got women like we can see women a mile away when we're giving advice to them how to vet properly, how to pick out these guys, the F boys, the pimps, the players, the ballers, all that stuff. But somehow, we get stuck on silly and we get caught up in these girls and these women's and we're thinking like, okay, everything's fine. Like we having a good casual conversation. The next thing you know in the restaurant, they could be munching a fry and they'll look up and cross the eyes and they just going crazy. Yeah, she's clearly a narcissist. That's textbook on a higher level. On a higher level. This is the world we coming to, people. So, and I'm big about vetting people. I'm big about. I tell people all the time. So, y'all gotta just be careful who y'all dealing with. If you're already married, God bless you. God bless you. This is us other guys out here that we not the single fellas out here in the world. They ain't surviving. They really not. And then you got and then if something do happen, we're pretty much caught up into the fear factor, like, oh man, you gotta be a man so you can take it. You know what? And I even bring out this story. I'm gonna throw myself on the bus. I remember this time I had an ex and I was in a current relationship, and this chick just randomly saw me and she's dating somebody. She actually had her dude in the car come to my place of residence, try to pick a fight with me. I guess because I'm doing good. I'm not out in the streets gossiping. I'm not putting the word out in the street. I got me a new girl or something like that. Because that's not my personality. My personality is not to be all up on social media like, oh my God, I got a new boo. I done that once. I'm not never doing it again. We're not married. We're not living together. Like, yo, calm down. Calm down. And she leaves, comes back, drives off with the dude, and I guess the guy leaves, comes down the street, grabs a 2x4, grabs a 2x4, and come at me with the 2x4 as I'm like closing the door. Hits me in the back. I'm one phone in my hand on the door, the other phone, my other hand got the phone, calling my mother because she's a retired officer, and she's a woman, mind you, because women know women. So she can call on her phone to try to get people down here, and she on her way down here. And as that's transpiring, like if you see how if you're from city areas and they got kind of like an alley, not an alley. It's like you can come out the side of your house and walk out, and you can kind of see the sidewalk. So there's a mechanic guy, the landlord, their mechanic was working on their thing. So he's seeing all this. But when the officers came, guess what he did not do? He didn't say anything. He did not say anything. Now it became a he say, she say moment. So if it wasn't lucky for my mom to come down and all this other stuff going on, I'd have been clink clink. I'd have been doing a day or two in regular jail and then got a card off later on that day in county jail. And then since it's Friday, y'all know how it goes on Friday. I'd probably sat there the whole weekend, and maybe Monday, Tuesday would have had to pay bail and get out. Then I got to come back to court to deal with her on trial. So yeah, y'all gotta be careful when it comes to these females. Gotta keep that wee gain control on point. Shout out to you, Celebrity Sports says, time for men to speak out against abuse for women. This is much more common than the reverse. I'm rooting for, yes, I am too. And I hope he get every penny. Every penny. Just like a lot of these women that be sitting there making these false great excuses. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because just the fact that it's said and the stigma's out there, just that alone. And if it comes up that he's not guilty, you should get the same charge that man was going to get. Not no half, not 10%, not 20%. You should get everything. Because this is retarded. Chick called the cops on time because he wasn't exactly. This is crazy. And I'll even give you same thing happened. I seen a one episode where this chick knew her worth, right? She said she told a story live on YouTube. She said the guy didn't even like her like that. He was just, they just friends, and she invited him over, and she was trying to kiss him, and he was moving back. And he's like, "What are you doing?" She got offended, and then she went online to try to embarrass him, calling him, little dick energy, two pump chump, all this demasculating terms about this young man. Like, why you have to go through all that? If you cute and this man not rocking with you, go to the next. Us fellas, we be taking L's all the time. We okay. We are okay. I tell people that quickly. I'd rather be broke in my car, homeless on the streets, than rather dealing with some drama like that. And that's me being honest. That is me being honest. I don't have time for that. Yeah, that's my name for hashtag turd. Say it loud and clear. Hashtag turd. Hashtag turd. Hashtag turd. Hashtag turd. I agree. I solely agree. Shout out to Kagan said Elizabeth Davis. No, she really did. He had a girlfriend and he thought she was hanging out with a female friend. She wanted more. Yes, that actually had happened. That actually had happened. Like, and I never had that experience, but I had, again, that same experience. Somebody actually live on YouTube did exactly the same thing. But the fact that the guy didn't consent to anything that she wanted, she blew up his spot and tried to belittle him, said everything on the sun that was so far from the truth. So far from the truth. I remember one time I remember just high school, and one chick was like, I think we had a date or something. And I'm walking out the door and she was gonna walk home and she's pressuring, like, hey, let's come on back in your house and like, let's have sex. Like, no, no, no. Number one, I didn't have no protection. Two, my mother coming back home. I'm not trying to get that butt whipping. That's a one butt whipping I'm not trying to take. No, I'm good. I mean, she was on me, flirting, grabbing, teasing, doing whatever her little seduction ways she was doing as a woman. I say, nope, 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 nope. I say, you got to go. She left. I went home, handled my business, and I was good. And then later on the next day, she wanted to give me like cool points because she respected me as a man. She respected me as a gentleman for not caving in to her pressure. The same way y'all women say no once, real men, we jump up. We jump up. So it should be the same way for us with the women. If you're coming out your mouth, you trying to pressure us to do anything, we land in bed. I don't care if we have sleep, because even that's the issue too. Because guys try to flip it and make these jokes. Oh man, baby, you could take it. It's yours. No, no, don't even say that no more. Don't give no woman an inch to anything. Oh man, it's yours, baby. Every time I sleep, you could take it. Yours. Nope. 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 Don't even say that no more, because it seems like you give an inch, they'll stretch that inch and make a yard. You give a thimble full of water, they want a whole pot. They want a whole pot. Like, where are we going? Where are we going with this? Men, men, ask all the questions. Same questions real women be asking y'all. Ask them the same thing. Please ask them the same thing. Ask all the questions. Ask all the questions. I should do a segment on how to what I'm saying, how women be cheating, how men be cheating. I should be doing a segment on that. Boy, I got so much game to tell y'all ladies, because it be some questions out there ladies be asking. I be blowing my mind like, what? You don't know? How you not know this? It's right there in your face. Follow somebody on TikTok and she just seems so lost. I don't get it. It seems so lost. It's like the same time I get it, but I don't get it. Hey, shout out to you, R. I appreciate you, man. Hey, I was just testing out my new mic, man. I figured I'd do like a little live, and got a like excuse me, tongue tied. Got a my mic for my birthday. Figure I'd check it out. Bring the gold baby back here with the phantom power. Yeah, I'm a big boy now. And figure I'd do the whole conversation with the Amber Heard situation on the trial, see that little bit, and that's pretty much what we're discussing. Also, hey, Art, shout out to you, bro, because I know you be doing your thing on TikTok. Hey, if you got time tomorrow, we're gonna have an all guys panel about men's nature. So that's tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Time, Wednesday. We're gonna make it like 4. So we're still discussing the time. So we're gonna say 4 p.m. Central, because I'm gonna call it now, because we're going back and forth the emails. Everybody's gonna be down. We're gonna have all military guys, was Air Force, military. One was a nurse serving in there. for the veterans out there. That's going to be Tuesday, our normal schedule at 8 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday is the military for all the guys or the women. So if you went, ladies, if you serving too or actively serving or retired, come on through. We're going to have that going on. Thursday, give me time to work on that before the billions. I'm emailing him and with somebody else to have talk about real estate, how to get your house, how to get your home. Heck, I'm in the South. Even in mofos in Texas, most people don't want houses. We want land. You know what I'm saying? So 2 acres, 4 acres, 6 acres. We want to put houses on it. We're going to discuss all that Thursday. Friday, we're going to take a break. And the Saturday going to be our regular scheduled program time every Saturday. So Saturday, we'll have a discussion about this whole, we're going to have the whole Great Pill gang together. And we're going to have a discussion about the whole Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp situation. And hopefully I emailed him Nathan Daniel, special guest. He's going to be here for Saturday. All right. Nathan Daniel's going to be here for Saturday because it was something that on one of his platforms we was talking about this same situation. All this kind of ties into that, and we're going to bring it up in the conversation. So shout out to Nathan Daniels for the Saturdays coming up. Also, special guest too. I'm not going to save him short because I kind of had some technical problems this past Saturday. So E-Man is going to be here. So I'm gonna reach out to E-Man. I'm gonna text him again. So I owe that brother apology for some mishap happened on the Great Pill podcast end. So E-Man is going to be here Saturday. Nathan Dan's going to be here Saturday. I have the rest of the Great Pill podcast crew along with Mink and everybody else. We'll have a great discussion about Saturday. So again, if you're new, I appreciate you. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. Checking out this dude Mike here. And definitely hit that bell notification button to keep you reminded daily of current events. All right. So help us get up to 500. We're not greedy. We ain't trying. We would love the 1K. You know what? Let's get us to 500, and we're gonna keep grinding for your guys like always. All right. So I appreciate every new subscriber out there that comes out and hold us down. Every subscriber. That's how hard we work for everybody. All right. We want authentic, loyal people out in this bad boy. Okay, shout out to you. Pink says I'm on Loretto, Texas. I think I heard of that. Is that how far is that from Houston? Because I got family in Houston and a little bit outside of Houston. All right, shout out to you. KK says just bought more than yeah. Okay. That's the main thing, pretty much. What's his name? Steve Harvey was always promoting on his radio talk show in the morning, like, yo, keep buying acres. If you got some money, keep buying much land. I had a buddy, he's in Texas. I think he's in I want to say Houston. So they got some new property building out, like in about less than a year, it'll be finished. So he's planning he already got the got in the works where he's buying out some property there. And once he get that all settled, then he's good. But my suggestion for him was if there's like spaces of acres, just buy it up. If it's an acre there, just buy it up because they build all that land. They're building properties around you. Buy as much land as you can, so they got to come to you. You know, you're the guy they want because anybody start buying up land around you, it's like you can't really do anything about it. Somebody I knew in California, their family, let's say they had a house for like 30 years. We already know stuff changes over these times, right? Lands, everything else. And it's like now you got so much, you went from living in a quote unquote more suburban countryish area with all this land you never bought up, and then the city or the state start buying up and building and got like these companies or warehouses, manufacturing companies all near you. You like that one little house in the middle. You're not going to get no peace. It's a lot. Oh, 6 hours? Is it quiet and peaceful in your area? Oh, South Texas. Okay. Right at the border. How do men feel about the work husband / work wife situation? I think it's cheating. Really? I'll say that. I don't want to talk of that because I just thought of a story. I'm not going to talk about that. I'll hold that for tomorrow for you, Pink. So that's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central. you know, but I will say this: it's again, it's a give and take. Some women say no, they wouldn't, but some women, it depends on certain ages. Some women just say screw it. They feel comfortable in that situation. A lot of men say no. But I will tell you this little story. I knew one guy, he made a comment about a woman he knew that was trying to hit on him, but he would never let her put him in a situation where it's by himself. Like everywhere he'll go to a job, like the break room, or if it's just like a spot in the corner and he see her, he'll dip somewhere to make sure he's out in public, that he's seen, or he's in front of a camera so nobody can't never assume anything. He was just that type of dude. He didn't want to have no drama when it came to females in the workplace. That was his take on it. So, but this is a question I would save for for the rest of the fellas for tomorrow. But that's a good one though. Any other ladies got any more? I know Kay, I know Kay got some questions out there for the fellas in her in her travels. Yeah, man, but back to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And then you had the Will Smith thing with the batteries back. And I really don't want to talk about the Will Smith thing, but this is all tied in, with just how powerful a a woman is, her scent, her eyes, that box, her seductive ways, and just the fact that especially a real woman like that, that's that dangerous and don't have a conscience, that's a superpower. A woman like that don't have a conscience and know her pretty privilege. She knows her seductive ways and she mastered it. Woo! That is a bad bitch. I promise you. I promise you. Fellas. Fellas. Take your time. I'm telling you, take your time. Take your time. If you already seen a chick out like that before, like, yo, shoot your shot and run. Shoot your shot and run. Learn how to you know what I'm saying? If we got fathers out there or uncles, any male role models, and you got it, your sister got a kid and it's a boy, hey, jump in that situation, make yourself involved in that kid, that young man's life. Help him understand the word no at an early age. Make sure these young men are chasing around these women all the time. Let them be focused on themselves first. Let them have options. Let them say at the end of the day, hey, it's okay. It is okay. This is life. Yes, I'm gonna be down and out. Yes, I'm gonna be in my feelings for a minute. Yes, I might be crying for a moment, but at the same time, I got me a job, I got me a place, my bills paid up. I'm not married to this chick. Like, what's like, what's funny? I used to say this all the time. I was like in my 20s, and this is a epiphany I came up with, right? I used to tell people, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Compare yourself to homeless people, right? Compare yourself to real victims. Whatever your situation you're in, I promise you, other people out there is worse than you are. When you start understanding that and grasping that concept, you will be a little bit better. You won't be as feeling much of a victim to yourself, like, or no, I won't say victim. I'll say feeling sorry for yourself in a way that you shouldn't be. It's okay to feel, getting your feelings about something. Hey, that's life. Man, I stubbed my toe. You know what? That's life. Let me go through that little motion and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Open my freezer door. Man, ain't no ketchup in here. You know what I'm saying? That's life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had a date with a hot chick. Man, she ain't coming over. Okay, cool. It happens. That's life. Always have an option for yourself. You know what I'm saying? A woo side moment. Have those options for yourself. It's crazy. Shout out to Liberty. It's cheating if the woman has has a work husband. That's emotional getting involved. Ugh. Yes, I'm definitely saving that one. Liberty. Shout out to you. I bring that up in the conversation to you too. I don't know if you're no disrespect. I don't know if you're a male or female, but that's a good question. I bring to the fellas. And if you're new here, appreciate you again. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit that notification bell so you get updated on everything coming. So I'm telling you guys, this week is going to be a great, great week. Tomorrow, all guys panel talk about relationships. So a lot of women out there be asking all these crazy questions, and now you're going to hear it from different perspective of guys all over the globe. It's just not your Pookie and Raven in your bedroom lying to you. It ain't your other friends, boyfriends in your general area lying to you or simping on you. You're gonna have real dudes keeping it 100 with you. All right. So that's Tuesday, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. All right. Man's is a man's nature. Shout out to you, Pink says men should have a gentleman's day and go to school and talk to young boys for those who don't have a father at home. Yes, yes. I mean, they're out there, but people like for example, the single moms, they got to take the time out, and go look. Like I get it, you're busy. I know a lot of moms as single moms is at third, but shout out to Black Man Unfiltered. We had a panel where we actually had these conversations. I probably was the only one next to one more guy that was actually defending the question was asked. And I probably asked that too, just to get rouse some stuff up, but y'all can see people answers to it. Would you or do you think it's okay for a single guy, no kids, would date a single mother? You know what I'm saying? Across the board, everybody's like, heck no, ew, nah, not me. I'm the only one like, yo, ain't nothing wrong with it. If she got some good kids, I'm okay with it. But if she got some badass kids, that's something she got to work on. But there's guys that got to step up. If the women that got the single ladies that got these young men in their life, they got to start taking ways to place them in situations or place them in these the atmospheres, these environments, so they can learn to be young men. It used to be Boys and Girls Club. I was at one. It used to be they used to have after school programs. I don't know if they still have those. They used to have like certain events that you can kind of like hang out with certain crowds of kids, Boy Scouts, stuff like that. But it was mostly like more men. They got martial art classes. That's something you can try too. But just taking them out to the movies, that's not helping. That's not helping a young man develop. Um, give him some few dollars and tell him to go hang out with their friends. That's not helping a young man develop. You know what? If he got uncles and he got a stepdad or something like that, or some male older cousins that work on cars or like to go hunting or fishing, those are the guys you want to take him out. Yeah, exactly. Ms. K. Let me just put that up there. Put some respect on your name. Vet the man. Vet him. Even if you're a single mom, you got a horrible kid. But if you need to be looking at these signs too, this is go for the single mothers out there. Look for the signs early. You got a bad kid when he coming up. Let's just keep it 100. Your kid running around on the mall. He got bad. Hey, take advantage of it, or goes or say or bring up something else. You got a bad kid. Take your time out. Look for your crazy cousins or some guy that's a positive role model that you knew when you came up. Maybe your dad is still around. Like, come on, let grandpa take him on his wing a little bit. You know, Same thing for the fellas. Sometimes you have to, hey, let me go over see your the grandma real quick and put some of them the woman influences on you too. Because sometimes you need to tighten up. Shout out to you, Liberty again, dropping some gems. Schools are introducing introducing kids. They would never allow that. Wow, that's crazy. It's not the circle one. They are teaching, and no, they're not. But in my time though, I remember I actually had those. I remember I had the PAL. Shout out to Jersey. I don't know if it's still there. It was called a PAL. Then they changed it. Every day after school, I used to go there. I didn't like it 100%, but looking back on it, it helped out in certain ways. Um, I remember the Boys and Girls Club in Newark, New Jersey. I was there. Shout out to this cute little this swim coach because I was 14 and You know, I had that high pitched voice. I didn't hit puberty yet, so it's like, okay, cool. But she was very nice to me. So I think that was a crush, I believe. But I was trying to be a man and be adult. But it is what it is. Shout out to them. Um, some high schools, no, it was a middle school. I think it was the 7th, 8th grade. They had something going on then, but uh, that helped out a little bit. And then later, further in the future, my mom knew about some areas, but you really have to do your homework. It start with schools, ask the schools, talk to the teachers. Um, they may know something to help out. And then even if you're living in your main town in your area longer than a year, ask those people. I promise you they would know. It's somebody in the general area. There's somebody I know like 10 in the area I am now. They got boot camps just for working out for kids. Archery for kids. I know a gentleman now, he coaches football and he has his own little his nonprofit uh, group and organization that he got for himself focused on kids, helping them to get degrees, just focusing with basketball or football or stuff of that nature. And then he'll have like this whole ceremony every once a month and everybody contribute and come on in and get involved in that. So it's out there. Church is another one. You know, I know some people not that religious, but look at it this way. Vet your churches, but if you have a good church that has a good community and they do these activities, send them kids there. Get them off this house. Get them off the cell phones. Get them off the games. Get off of something, especially if you know you got a bad kid. But if you know you got a smart kid that's like a sponge, absorbent on the stuff, send them there. Send them there. Shout out to you, Kate. Agree, probably never happened. Those straight boards would probably have a cakewalk sell on a day. Oh my. What's up, man? What's going on to you, Grover? Shout out to you, sir. I was testing out my mic, man. Like I was telling the guys earlier, the chat, testing out a new mic I got from my B-Day the other day. So because normally the other one I have on the Blue Yeti and it's another one, I can hear myself in there so I can adjust the volume. So which is fine to me, but this one I pretty much had like go on a StreamYard, test it, pre-record it, save it. So I think the setting's good. So I'm good with that one. But later down the line, say I give it another year, I want to go ahead and purchase another mic and test it out. Where we at? You have to sit down and talk to these young men. Exactly, Vaughn. Shout out to you. And pour into them wisdom. Yes. And lead by example too. Definitely lead by example. We can't just be running our mouth like, yeah, man, you can't be doing this. And then next thing you know, you locked up tomorrow. Then the kid gonna look at you like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? So definitely lead by example. Lead by example. Shout out to UK. K says my hubby used to teach all the boys on our streets about car. Yeah, that's what's up. How long did he was doing that for? Because that's a good experience. I would jump on that. You know what's crazy? I actually learned from a chick how to change spark plugs and change the batteries coming up. And then in my adult years, my cousin was married to this chick and her dad was a mechanic. And he really didn't care too much, but between two cousins of mine and him, every time we hang out, he do something, I'll gravitate toward them to learn something new. So just in case something happened with my vehicle, I wouldn't pay that much because anybody's from the city like Cali, Jersey, New York, you know what I'm saying? I even throw Texas in there because I still consider Texas a part of the South, but it is what it is. But if you're in these city areas, just to tune up your car, that's a lot of money. Just to rotate your tires, that's a lot of money. Just to change the brake pads on your vehicle, that's a lot of money. Just to change spark plugs, man. I remember I did a video on Facebook where I looked, something was wrong with my car, and I'm like, yo, what's going on with my car? I took it to the mechanic. I think I paid for them like maybe $80 just to do the inspection on it. They said, oh, it's the spark plugs. The spark plugs and wires can get changed. And they were talking about spark plugs, wires in the box, and they try to explain all this extra rinky-dink crap. I was like, nah, bump that. I went to YouTube. I got all the tools. You know how much they was going to charge me just to change spark plugs on a Jetta? On a Jetta? They're going to charge me about 600 plus tax dollars just to change spark plugs. You must be out your bleep, 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 bleep mind. You think I'm gonna pay $600 to change some spark plugs?
Emotional damage.
All day. All day. So what I would do, went on YouTube, looked up, did my homework about my vehicle, the right stuff I need to get, and it all came down to parts, labor, and the tools, maybe about $80. And it only took me of watching the same video over and over again for like a day. It took me, I'd say roughly 30 to 45 minutes of my time just to get it done. Versus you're going to pay $600, leave your car there, and probably be there for like a day, 2 days, whenever the mechanic can get finished with it. And that's it, just to change spark plugs. And I really didn't even have to change the box, because when it comes to changing spark plugs, you got the spark plugs, the wires, and there's a box that's with it. I didn't even have to change the box. The box was fine. It was no corrosion. It was not like an older vehicle, just the wires, had the lube to put around the end of spark plugs. That was it. And that was it. And plus extension, because a Jetta Volkswagen is built a little bit differently. So I had to get like another extension to reach down and grab it. And luckily they got the magnetics to it, pull each one out. I was great. It took me like 30 minutes. Man, I was back in the streets again, just riding. That's crazy. So, hey, shout out to you, Jay, man. Exactly. Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. Hey guys, if y'all new in here, just hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you, and I promise you, and I have my word was me, because we work hard for our subscribers. I don't care if it's 200 y'all. I appreciate you. That's 200 people in my house. That's a lot. I appreciate everybody in here. We just did a celebration appreciation not too long ago where we had 182 subscribers. Like, to me, that's a blessing. And now out of nowhere, like just in days, we're over 220 subscribers. That's a blessing within itself. So I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate that. You can't get no better than that. Cannot get no better than that. Even though we got, I only got to throw him on the bus, but it's just funny to me that you have people that we're supposed to have the same message, right? And I'll throw a positive blessing to Grover. Let's say, for example, and I met this cat, never had a negative bone in his body. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he'd be like, hey, you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you. You give as good as you get. I think that's pretty much his personality, right? But he always come in there with courtesy, with grace, everything. But I can never see this guy having the viewers, the high subscribers that he has, and I can never see him belittling another content creator because they have less subscribers. I can never see him do that. And especially if we have the same message, about positivity, perspective, open conversation, positive discourse, I cannot see somebody doing that. Now, if you happen to do that and you're that type of person, you got 20, 26, up to 50,000 subscribers, wink, wink, and you want to belittle lower content creators, with jargon, that speaks a lot about how negative and how icky your character is. So shout out to him for that. And shout out to Black Men Unfiltered. Shout out to other content creators that have positive feedback on everything. Salute to you, Miss Jenny. You're a great family. That's good. Well, I hope your kids actually plant the seeds out to everybody else. So that's really important. But again, I condone and I preaching and I am speaking out to all the men out there. Be careful with these women. If you got a sister that got knocked up and the baby dad don't want to be around, be a guide, be a light for that kid. I don't care if your sisters and you're on getting on your nerve or whatever. Like, yo, I know you don't have babysit money. I'm off the weekend. Let them just hang out with me for the weekend. You know, I know you don't got daycare money. You know what I'm saying? I get off during the day. Let them come hang out with me off and on through the day. Me and my family gonna go out for the weekend. Let me take them off your hands for the summer. Something like that. Do that for that kid, and I promise you, it'll go a long way. A long way. Don't argue with her. Hey, just give her that bone. And I promise you, she's gonna turn around. Same thing with other guys. You got a cool nephew, man. Go ahead and help him out. Guys, if you got the Tommy hands, if you tired, take some time out. Go look for these young men out here. Black, green, purple, blue, yellow. Help them out. You know what I'm saying? Put them in the right path to, to at least to learn the words N and O. It's this thing called life. To these women, especially the vindictive, narcissistic women out here, because it's too much going on. Too much. Because the stories to me, it's this, it feels like the norm to me. But coming up, I will bring up these conversation stories, and the next person, especially a female, will look and her eyes just shocked, like, not me. I never heard of that before. I can't believe another woman. Yes, there's women out there like that. There is women that will lie. There were women that would be causing drama. There's women out there that would just be saying stuff to be saying stuff, even with her own girlfriends. I know women that would break up with a dude on the most dumbest stuff ever. Go to our homegirls, hang out with them, and shoot all types of lies. And then got her little fuck him dress on. Fuck him, girl. Yeah, screw him. Yeah, girl. And then all her girlfriends ain't questioning nothing. Yeah, girl, you right, you did good. You did good, girl. Hey, high five. All right, let's get our fuck him dress on. Fuck him. Fuck him, girl. Fuck him. That's that's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to Vice. I know this is going to go way back, but I used to give car a tune up back in the day. I would change the points and then Spark Plus. Back then, you had to change it. Yeah. But see, Vaughn, I was that guy because again, I'm from Jersey, so I was just like, I'll just pay and be done with it, and I'll be okay, and I'll be on my way, right? But when I came over to the South, and I'm like, dang, this is how much it is out my pocket. I hand rotated my own tires, and I was living in the country, mud, red clay roads. Anybody ever been to South with mud clay roads? That was me. I remember it took me one time. I had a cousin was coming through, and I'm thinking, okay, man, we're family. He's gonna come change my brake pads for me, right? He didn't take the whole calibrate off. He didn't do all that. He just jimmy it out, popped it in, put the new ones in. Next thing you know, boom. He went up and was like, hey, that'd be like 40, 60 bucks. What? I'm broke. I don't got no money. That's why I'm calling you, because we're family. I heard you're a mechanic. I heard you can do this. I just had enough money to get the brake pads. Now you're gonna charge me? What? One of my female cousins had to come out of pocket. I said, nah, we're good. So this time I'm playing smart. Something else happened. Call him up again. So I know he's gonna charge me like 40 bucks. Paid him, and he tried to walk off. No. Cuss. Come here. Do me a favor. Can you go on and show me exactly how you do it? So when he did that, I started taking notes. That was it. And to me, this is before YouTube, because I wasn't into YouTube like that. I didn't have the knowledge, like, let me Google everything. No. If I see you doing it and it's something I don't know, explain to me what you did. Talk to me. Talk to me like I'm slow. Talk to me like I'm dumb. I need to know this, right? So while you're doing all that, boom, we're good to go. That's it. And that's initiative a lot of these guys need to have, because I hear questions like a young kid would be like, well, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? And then he'll tell this whole story. And I'm like, well, the guy was there doing it, right? So yeah. I said, so why didn't you ask him to help you? Oh no. What you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? That's a guy right there. That's a man trying to tell you something, trying to teach you something. Come on. Shout out to you, Gail. See you got your hands up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, Miss Gail, please do. We having an all guys panel for tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to bring them all down in the chat. Feel free to hit. We have Instagram, emails, all that good stuff in the description up top in the top right corner. Feel free to hit me up with all questions you feel like you need to ask that you hear women ask. They don't get no direct answer. They get the BS answer. So feel free to hit me up with any questions. We're going to bring it up. We're going to discuss all that tomorrow, right? And then the week after, next week, we're going to have a ladies panel on for next Tuesday. But right now, this week, got a full week. Tuesday, tomorrow, all guys panel, talking about guys stuff. Probably ask a lot of questions if women got some question to ask. Bring them to the table. Hey, you'll see our reaction. You're going to see some hard truths or whatever. You're going to see some guys, different perspective of how they feel about a lot of stuff when it comes to women, relationship, all that good stuff. Wednesday, we're going to make it 4 p.m. Central Time or 5 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to go ahead and just lock a time in for tomorrow. So hit that bell notification button, but it will be tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have military, men or women, doesn't matter. We're going to have them on as guests, nothing but. And we're going to be discussing about the stuff that nobody really talks about, especially on the media. Okay? And then Thursday, we're going to be talking about real estate. How you get a house, how do you get a home, all the things you need to deal with, all that good stuff. So check us out Thursday. And then Saturday, our normal program scheduled time, 6 p.m. Central. Hell or high water. We're going to be all discussing, have the whole Gray Pill podcast clique and crew on here Saturday. We're going to be discussing about the whole poor Johnny Depp and Amber Turd situation. We're going to have Nathan Daly come on as a guest. Shout out to him. We're going to have Mr. E-Man, put some respect to his name. He's going to come on here. And we're going to go ahead and crack this sucker open. Shout out to you, Casey. I will not co-sign on BS from my friends. Exactly. If it's a red flag, I'll be looking. I ain't gonna lie. Men and women, I don't even care my own mother. If it don't sound like if the math is not adding up, you sure? Let me start asking questions now. Then we start asking questions. You know what? You know how you know people BSing with you? You know how when the red flag's at? If you get a whiff of red flag, I'm gonna help everybody out right here. Men and women. Men and women, I'm gonna help you out right here. Red flags with your homeboys. If these are your homeboys now, just like your girls, if these are your girlfriends now, and the story sounds sus, start asking questions. Start asking questions. And when they start getting frustrated on the basic questions, got them. The math is not adding up. The math is not adding up. That is period. It's not adding up. Came out a lot of these chicks, lots of different. Yeah, that's all they do. And I'm glad you made that. Accountability. Y'all got to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability from another brilliant, smart, educated woman. Accountability. The same way with us men too. Hey, why you got the lie? What you lying for? Especially over the dumbest, silliest things ever. What you lying for? Where we going with these conversations right now? Yeah, man. What you do all weekend? Yeah, man, I had this hot babe and we was doing this and we was doing that. We was all up in the streets and da-da-da. Huh? Why you got the lie for? What you lying for? If you home, say you home. I'm home. What we got the lie for? You trying to big and level up yourself up in your head and out your mouth, big on what you know you're not, to your friends, to your family. Why we need to go through all that? Nothing wrong with being simple. Nothing wrong with being average. Nothing wrong with being normal. Nothing wrong with being weird. Be you. Screw everybody else. Be you. What's up with all this pressure? For what? You got bad enough pressure you in high school. You got bad enough pressure when you in college. You got bad enough pressure when you try to get these highest SAT scores. When half time they don't mean nothing except for just to have it on paper. You got bad enough pressure when you trying to have a relationship and you out in the country serving your country. What you need to lie for? It's crazy. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. Help me help you. Help me help you. I tell people all the time, talk to me like I'm dumb. Talk to me like I'm dumb so we both figure this out. I was going to keep 100 with you. Talk to me like I'm dumb. What you mean, man? No. Tell me that story again, but break it down. Don't put 2 plus 3. Don't put 2 times 6. Don't do that now. I want to hear a conversation. Make that sucker add up. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Give me that kind of conversation. That's the story I want to hear. Don't be multiplying 10 to 10. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Shout out to K. As a community, we should be teaching each other so we can be self-reliant. Yes, ma'am. Very true. Very true. Very true. On my end, as I was coming up, and shout out to my mom and another relative, they used to tell me that I was self-taught. And if anybody don't know what that means, that's for the younger generation. Self-taught is like, and this is my theory. When you're coming up, and this how I'm still like this. I would never read an instruction manual. I would never do a study or something. I would literally watch somebody do it, whether you're cooking, sometimes with a car, sometimes with some problems, or just watching a murder mystery. That was just how I was, and I would figure it out on my own. And one lesson I always learned was just ask questions, and that's what I did for myself. I would just ask questions. Even if the story didn't sound right, let's say a relationship, I would just ask questions. I just always been that vanilla, laid back kid, very observant, very observant. The quiet ones, those are the ones you need to watch out for. Very observant. I don't sit there do all the laughing and the kiki and haha and all this. I don't do all that. If it's funny, I laugh. It's funny. But when you got people laughing at you, or you got people trying to play those little games, like I said, the womanizing tactics on you, and then you get a little bit blind in one eye, you get distracted. But that's how I was coming up. I was always very observant. I always asked questions. I was always very curious of certain things. And I was that guy growing up, that kid growing up, that I would try to figure out on my own. I would literally try to figure out on my own. And once I figured out, I'll move on to the next. Shout out to Car Scar. I like your name, bro, because I don't know why I keep thinking of. I don't know if you're a comic book fan, because there's a Scar that's the Incredible Hulk's. I'm playing a little geek mode now. Incredible Hulk's son. His name is Scar. So I don't know if you came up with that name, but that's a pretty cool name. He says, red flag question mark, dang, more like a meteor red cape. There's a lotto bull behind that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. And that's why I be telling people, like, hey, If you see something, call it out. If you see it, call it out. Especially with your friends, call them out. And ladies, I'm gonna go ahead and be honest. I'm going to speak from experiences on this one. But it be women out there that will lie with their friends and BS, and or if she's not, the friends would gas her head up, even if she's even still wrong. She could be like, "Hey, you know what? I cheated on him. This is why I cheated on him." And all her sister girls were like, "Yeah, but maybe because he did." They'll swoop in with some validations for her. Nope, you messed up. And again, I'm speaking from my experience. I can't say the whole world. I'm speaking from my experience. And my experience again, when it comes to guys, my circle friends, trust me, they'll check me real quick. Yo, you did what? You did what, my guy? Oh no, you messed up. That's not they're gonna not cut me out from the friendship. They're not gonna not hang out with me no more. No, they're gonna let me know you messed up. You messed up. So it's time to tighten up. So I think that's the accountability, the sisterhood, this girl power. That's how that should be too. Don't get mad at them, and hey, I mean, get in your feelings, of course. Nothing wrong with getting your feelings. We need those emotions, but just make sure you check them. Make sure you check them. We're still friends. You still my sister. You still my mom. You still my auntie. But you know you was wrong, right? You know you was wrong. Why I was wrong? Because that's a grown man. That's a young boy. You don't talk to a young boy like that. You don't talk to a man like that. It's certain things you just don't do. It's certain things you just don't do. Think about it. Think about it. Would you like to be disrespected like that? Well, no. Okay, so why are you making an attempt to disrespect that person like that? The math ain't adding. The math ain't mathing. It's not. It's not. It's not. Shout out to Elizabeth Davis. If my friends ever cheat, I go off on them, and as if it's not cool. It's not. And I appreciate you for being them other people that's doing that. And that's what we need. Accountability for everybody else. If you calling me your friend, I'm your friend, right? Yeah, girl, I'm your friend. Okay, you effed up. What was your reason for doing that? Well, girl, I was in my feelings. Oh, back to feelings again. Back to these feelings. Back to these feelings.
Emotional damage.
Back to these feelings. What's the point of that? Well, girl, he had took my car. Well, you knew he was no good. You know how Pookie and Ray Ray do. You knew how they do. Why are you messing with them? Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Just came back from the gym, so I missed quite a bit. What's good, GP? Not much. I can to end. Was testing out a new mic. Because the last one, like I got the Yeti and some others, and normally I can hear myself through the headphones. So just give it like a brief update real quick. And so I got a new mic. Somebody very near and dear to me hooked me up with a new setup. So I got the Phantom Power to the mic. So I'm testing it out. And I've been playing around and playing catch up with a lot of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. So I figure I'd do that live and react to it and have a conversation because that's technically going to be kind of somewhat our discussion for this Saturday. I know you're going to be busy this Saturday, but the next Saturday we'll find a topic for you to feel comfortable and come on for next Saturday. So that's pretty much what we're discussing and breaking down a lot, just breaking down a lot of conversation and some grounds about women holding their girlfriends accountable to BS that they do with the Pookie and Ray Rays. How it's not good to cheat. Like, why are we cheating? And got some new new members in the chat. So I appreciate them for coming in the chat and voicing their opinions about the whole situation. keep me entertained and definitely keep me well informed on a lot of stuff. So shout out to them. And again, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because tomorrow, even you, Miss Ann, like, hey, stay alert. If you're free tomorrow, you're more than welcome to be in the chat. If you got any questions, Miss Ann, for the fellas out there, any question you heard coming up, ask them. We're gonna have all the questions. So any questions y'all ladies can think of now, all my information's up there. For me and Minka, hit us up. All the questions there. I'm gonna pile all the questions, and we're gonna have an all guys panel for tomorrow, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central. Right. Then Wednesday, shout out to Ann because she's the one kind of help us out with this topic. We're gonna have all military guys, whether it's men or women, all military, for a nice, good discussion. Stuff we never hear before, or it's not consistent. You got other echo chambers out there, so we're gonna have some new stuff for the military to have a good discussion for Wednesday. All right. So again, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And Thursday, we got a great week. I promise you, we got a great week. Then this Thursday, we're going to be sitting there having a conversation about real estate investments. How do we get a house? How do we maintain a house? Like, what's the rules and regulations of that? Okay. Like, what's going on that sector that I don't know about? Because maybe I don't know. I need to know. Maybe some other guys out there, they need to know. And then we're going to take a break from Friday. Then Saturday, we're going to come on again. Have a regular panel. Going to have the whole Gray Pill crew up here. Me, work wife Minka, anybody, the normal guys that come on, have a good conversation. We're going to kind of hash out this whole Amber Turd situation. So that's what we're going to do. So that's pretty much what we catched up on. And shout out to Jay. He said, glad you caught. Boom. Headed with the next one up. Shout out to you. So again, guys, I appreciate you for coming on through. Definitely hit the bell notification. Hit the likes as you're coming in. If you're Xing out, just grace us with a tip. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Definitely slap another tap on a notification. You can hit all. Hit that bell notification. You'll get update on everything. All right. We work hard for my subscribers. If it's one, that's that one I'm appreciative of. I feel blessed. If it's 20, oh, I'm dancing. 50 to 100, oh, thank you. We're going to work hard for you. We're at 220. We're not greedy, but we're going to keep that same grinding energy, that same grind attitude every time for a new subscriber. That's my word. Any other panel I be on, the same energy I got over there, same energy I got over here. Nothing's going to change. Nothing. So I appreciate y'all for coming on through. I appreciate everybody, showing the support. I appreciate everybody showing the love. Again, if you have anything positive to say to anybody, anything, especially supporting the young now, just a generation, do that. You got no excuses no more. We got no excuses. We at the prime of our existence in 2022. Technology is literally at a reach of a finger. So there's no reason to be lazy about it. There's no reason to be lazy about it. And I'm a quote a great man, Mr. Vaughn, because I was on some other platforms and I'm just hearing not excuses, not complaints, but I'm hearing some woes. I'm hearing clapbacks. Can I push back on that? Can I clap back on that? Can I respectfully push back on that? And here, little me come in. Excuse me. Instead of us pushing back, can we push forward? And I've been quoting that for a whole week, Vaughn. A whole week. A whole week. So what can we do? Because I'm hearing a lot of grievances, a lot of complaints. What can we do to push forward with this scenario? What can we do? I'll get some answers. Okay, well let's go on that. Any other? Any other? Okay, you know what kind of world you live in. I know what kind of world I live in. What can we do to push forward? It's cool. I understand it. Everybody want to push back on something. Great. Respectfully, can I push forward? Sure. What can we do to make the situation better for yourself, for the viewers, for everybody else? Because me and you sit here screaming and yelling, or me trying to have a conversation, and you're in your masculine feelings, which is technically a feminine feeling trait, and you screaming and yelling and cursing on a platform, that doesn't who's that helping? Who's that helping? That's not helping nobody. What's going that doesn't help anybody. Raise your tone down, sir. Raise your tone down. Let's get together. Calm down, miss. Calm down. I mean, you don't have to like drag on a 5-minute conversation to make a point. We hear you. It's called positive discord. Conversations seesaw. That's how conversations goes, ladies and gentlemen. It seesaws. I hear you out. You hear me out. Okay, great. If I respectfully disagree with you, don't get in your feelings. Calm down. Calm down. I just disagree. Why I disagree? This is my reason. Okay, great. If you bring another perspective on it, you know what? That's fair. I can push forward with that. That's fair. That is fair. Shout out to Jay said, quote, this is from who didn't learn from the past and doomed to be repeated. Yes, sir. Shout out to him with the Captain America quote. Boom. And that is fair. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Honestly, I'm kind of amazed at myself because I was literally I told a few people on a panel that I'm not that long wolf type of guy. And I was just testing out my mic. Figure I'd do like, check out the trial real quick, and really wasn't thinking much of people coming on. And I don't really consider myself a solo act. I like to engage in conversations and keep the ball rolling with people. And sometimes play low key petty. That's just me. But I really appreciate everybody chiming in, lending support, all that good stuff. So we're going to close out from here. So again, guys, what we learned from this overall, right? Vet properly on both ends. Okay. Learn to ask the tough questions. But remember, at the same time, the tough questions get asked. The hard answers come out. Don't get in your feelings because you get these answers. That's how I move forward. That's how I push forward with this, right? Fellas out there, if you don't want to be dating no baby mama, that's fine. That's cool. Nobody's hating on that. That's a preference. Do you? But at the same time, if you got sisters that got male boys and females coming up, take them under your wing. Teach them the right thing to do. Put some guidance on them. Okay? Same thing for the double family household, the father and the husband and wife. If you know somebody in a family that's a single mother, take them out on vacation with you. Take them for the weekend. Take them for a couple of days. You got kids. Your kids might be the badass kids. That kid might be the good quiet kid. Let them go ahead and hopefully he'll spread something of that goodness on them. That quietness. So that's all I got for that. So again, I'll catch y'all guys later. I appreciate you guys. Again, tomorrow, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Tomorrow, all guys panel, ladies. The ones I already have in my DMs and stuff, I will be reaching out to y'all, asking all the questions to make sure y'all have questions for us, for the guys, for tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday, all military will be here, so we have that conversation. Thursday, we will be talking about real estate, hella high water. So I'm gonna try to make that happen for you guys. All right. I'm going to try to make that happen. Friday, we're going to have a break. Saturday, we're going to have the whole Gray Pill crew up here. And we're going to sit there and have this good conversation about this Amber Turd situation. All right. So again, hashtag Amber Turd, hashtag Amber Turd, hashtag Amber Turd, hashtag Amber Turd.